Hello, friends. Welcome to Creative Medicine. In this lecture, we will learn about.
Hello friends, welcome to a new chapter today. In this, we are going to learn about phenytoin. Okay, this phenytoin is the oldest anti-epileptic and it is non-sedative. Okay, this phenytoin will block sodium channels, decreases calcium efflux. Okay, it blocks sodium channels, it decreases calcium efflux, it inhibits glutamate, okay, and it will activate GABA. So these are different mechanisms of action. It will block sodium channels, decreases calcium efflux, inhibits glutamate and activates GABA. Okay, then if you see pharmacokinetics, this phenytoin is an oral drug which is given orally, but we should not give it in IM or IV form. It should not be given. Then why should it be not given in IM, or that is intramuscular and intravenous route? Because in intramuscular route it causes pain, so it is contraindicated in intramuscular route. Whereas in intravenous route, that is in IV, when phenytoin is given IV, it causes hypotension and it causes thrombophlebitis. So because of the side effects of hypotension and thrombophlebitis, phenytoin is not given in intravenous route. So the major pharmacological effect is it changes from first order kinetics to zero order kinetics over the therapeutic range. So this is the only anti-epileptic drug which changes from first order kinetics to zero order kinetics. So the plasma threshold concentration for first order kinetics is 10 to 20 microgram per ml, and the plasma concentration for zero order kinetics is more than 20 microgram per ml. This phenytoin undergoes CYP and glucuronide conjugation. It undergoes CYP and glucuronide metabolism. Then what are the side effects? Side effects mainly depend on either therapeutic level or toxic level. At therapeutic level, it causes side effect of gum hypertrophy. Why is there this gum hypertrophy? This is because of overgrowth of gingival collagen fiber because of increased platelet derived growth factor. Increased platelet derived growth factor causes increased growth of gingival collagen fiber, thus causing gum hypertrophy. Phenytoin also causes hirsutism as a side effect. This phenytoin inhibits insulin intake. Because it inhibits insulin intake, there is no insulin for uptake of glucose, and thus there is increased random blood sugar level. Okay, then in the skin it causes yellow brown stain in the skin. It causes yellow brown stain in the skin. It causes nystagmus. Okay, as the side effect, it also inhibits or it interferes with vitamin D and calcium, thus leading to osteomalacia. It also interferes with vitamin B12 and folate, thus resulting in megaloblastic anemia. It will also inhibit vitamin K absorption, resulting in vitamin K deficiency. Right? This will also result in an adenopathy. It causes adenopathy where there is decreased IgA. This adenopathy will resemble the pseudolymphoma. Then it also causes congenital malformation, that is teratogenicity, which is called as fetal Hydantoin syndrome. In this fetal Hydantoin syndrome, the child suffers from cleft lip and palate, and it will suffer from thin upper lip. There will be thin upper lip and there will be short nose. There will be short nose and microcephaly, and there will be hypoplastic phalanges. So in fetal Hydantoin syndrome, the child suffers from cleft lip, cleft palate, thin upper lip, short nose, microcephaly and hypoplastic phalanges. These are the things which occur in therapeutic level. So what are they occur? What does it occur? There will be gum hypertrophy due to platelet derived growth factor. There will be hirsutism, increased blood sugar levels. There will be yellowish brown discoloration, nystagmus, vitamin D and calcium deficiency leading to osteomalacia, vitamin B12 and folic acid deficiency leading to megaloblastic anemia, vitamin K deficiency, adenopathy increasing IgA. It causes fetal Hayden-Toyne syndrome where the child suffers from cleft lip, cleft palate, thin upper lip, short nose and hypoplastic phalanges. Now, at toxic level, it causes symptoms of cerebellum where there is vestibular symptoms and cerebellar symptoms and vestibular symptoms like vertigo, ataxia and diplopia are seen in toxic level. And in the CNS, symptoms like drowsiness, hallucinations, confusion and rigidity are seen, and there is epigastric pain, vomiting and nausea are also seen at toxic levels. There is decreased BP leading to arrhythmias are also reported. It has side effects at toxic level. Then, what are the interactions with phenytoin? Interactions, if you see, phenytoin with phenobarbital. This phenobarbital inhibits the metabolism of phenytoin. Phenobarbital inhibits the phenytoin metabolism. This phenytoin along with chloramphenicol, isoniazid, cimetidine. This phenytoin along with chloramphenicol, isoniazid and cimetidine, all these are actually metabolized by CYP enzymes. So all these will inhibit the phenytoin metabolism. Chloramphenicol, isoniazid, cimetidine will inhibit the phenytoin metabolism. Phenytoin will in turn inhibit the warfarin metabolism. And remember, this phenytoin is an enzyme inducer. This phenytoin is actually an enzyme inducer. Then, carbamazepine drug will activate phenytoin metabolism. Okay. Now, valproate will displace phenytoin and thus inhibits phenytoin metabolism. Okay, because it inhibits phenytoin metabolism, there is increased phenytoin in the blood level, thus causing phenytoin toxicity. Okay, so this is about the drug phenytoin, which is an anti-epileptic drug. Thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.
Thank you and thank you for watching.